everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Delilah from the Holistic Enchilada, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you a bunch of tips for fine curly hair or curly hair with low density. I have both of those issues, and I have gone to my stylist more than once, twice when I've gone to get my diva cuts, and I always ask them, because I get a different person every time, what can I do for volume? What can I do to make my hair look a little fuller and not so thin, especially the ends? I don't want my scalp to show and all that. And they have both told me there's really nothing you can do. You would have to cut your hair really short to get more volume, but like hiding your scalp and all that, my hair is too fine and I don't have a lot of it, low density. So I have kind of figured out a couple of things in the last 2 years of doing the curly girl method that help my hair not look so flat, and my scalp, help hide my scalp a little bit and just like make my hair look a little fuller, and just things in general that kind of don't work against my hair type, because a lot of the things that I've seen recommended and I see people do with curly hair are detrimental to my hair. So I'm going to share with you all of that in today's video. So first up, I'm going to talk about products, and then I'm going to talk about techniques. So as far as products go, you have to make sure that you use lightweight products. So you're going to avoid things like butters, like shea butter, which is super popular in a lot of curly hair products. So no shea butter. Most oils are no, can't do them. Like the heavier, thicker oils, and waxes, which are not CG approved anyway. But anything that's heavy, any kind of product that's really thick and heavy and is used to like tame curly hair is usually going to be too much for thin curly hair. So I don't use any curl creams. I don't use any custards. I don't use anything other than gel to style my hair, and mousse sometimes. So I have tried using other things like curl activators and curl creams and stuff like that. I've even tried combining products, and it's always a major disaster. Both times that I got my diva cut, they only applied one styling product. The first time she used the Diva Curl volumizing foam, and that was the only product she used. My hair looked amazing. It was defined. I had nice clumped curls. I had volume. It was lifted at the roots. I couldn't believe it just from the mousse. And then the second time I got a diva cut, she used the Uidad climate control gel, which is not CG approved, but I wanted to try it out because I had heard really good things about it, and it was raining that day. It sucked, by the way. It didn't work at all, and my hair looked like crap, so not worth it. But yeah, both times they just use one styling product. So I have always used one styling product because I'm lazy and I don't want to spend 15 minutes putting products in my hair and layering and the techniques and all that. I just don't have the patience for that. So I've always just used one product, and since my hair looks okay, I'll just keep using one product. Like if it works, I'm not gonna mess with it type thing. But that brings me to my second point of only using one product. Perhaps two can work for you, but I cannot use two products. I cannot layer products. I have tried, and I even recently tried applying two products that work for me, mousse and gel, and it looks good on wash day. So once, I'm done and my hair is dried and I take out the crunch and all that, it looks great. But it feels very producty, feels very heavy. So by the next day, my hair's already weighed down. This root area is really flat. It's already feeling greasy. It's starting to get dull. Like this is day 5. So my hair is, as you can see, it's pretty dull. And it's full of dry shampoo because it was kind of greasy this morning. And that's why I just put it in a braid. I was like, I'm not even going to bother. When I use too much product or two products, it starts to look like this a lot sooner. So I can't wear my hair down on day 2 or 3. I can't even go past 3 days. And if you want to go longer between washes and you want less buildup and you want your hair to feel better, you're going to have to use less product and maybe even not even layer the products. So experiment with that if you are somebody who is using multiple products or using a lot of product. Like for reference, I use a nickel-sized amount of gel on all of my hair, and then I don't reapply. So that's it. That's all I use. And I see the videos that other curlies and wavies put out, and they're globbing on. They fill their whole palm full with gel, and they do half of their head and another palm full the other half. There's no way my hair would look any good if I put that much product, even just one palm full on my whole head. It's just, no. I've experimented. I've tried using more product. I've tried even using less product. I've tried layering small amounts of product. It just doesn't work. One product, and it has to be a lightweight product. So like I said before, you want to stay away from heavy products, creams and stuff like that. That's why I only style with either a mousse or a gel, because those are both very lightweight products that provide hold. And mousse, for example, will provide some volume. So when I want more volume and I don't really need to worry about definition, it's not going to be humid, high dew points outside, I can stick with just mousse. If not, then I'm going to go with gel, and that's usually what I use because I live in Florida and it's super humid, high dew points year round. So unless we're in a cold front, kind of like right now, I don't really style with mousse alone, but I can, and it will look nice. So experiment with that. See if you can get away with less product in your hair if you're having that struggle like I was with, you know, how it was feeling kind of yucky and getting weighed down quickly because of the amount of product. Another thing is using less conditioner. So I don't use as much conditioner as other people do. I use probably about a quarter size amount, and then I put it in my hair. I usually let it sit for a few minutes while I soap up, and then I add a little bit of water. I do the squish to condition, a little bit of water, and then I detangle. And the less conditioner I use, the more volume I have, basically, because the conditioner is weighing down my hair. So the other thing is I don't apply conditioner above my ears. So I usually just take from like my neck down, and I apply it there, and then I kind of comb it through. So I will get some near my scalp root area by combing it through, but I'm not directly applying it to the root area. So you want to avoid that, and you also want to avoid applying styling products to the root area. I also don't do that. I apply it from the ears down, and then I do a lot of squishing. You can see I just uploaded my full wash day routine, which shows exactly how much product I'm using, where I apply the conditioner, how I apply it. Same thing for the styling products, how much, where, what technique I'm using. You can watch that. It's the Evolve routine in real time. It's like an updated one because I have an old Evolve routine, so it's a newer one. This is November, so the one that I posted in November. So experiment with the amount of product. Try doing less. Don't put any near your roots. Also, I deep condition on dirty hair, and this took me a while to figure out because you hear so much deep condition, your hair is dry, curly hair, deep condition. And I was like, oh my God, I was deep conditioning like every 2 weeks, and my hair was just so, like, it turned wispy is like the only word I can describe it as. Like, it was like almost dissolving in my hands. It was so soft, and it wouldn't hold curl. So it was wavy, basically. It wasn't curling. And it would go flat and frizz very quickly. It was way too soft. So it was too much moisture that my hair was getting. So I was like, okay, let me deep condition less often. But I would still have that problem right after deep conditioning. So for the next week or two, my hair was still too soft. So I saw somebody a long time ago posted about deep conditioning on dirty hair, and I thought, oh, let's try that. So you deep condition before you shampoo. Get in the shower, wet your hair, put your deep conditioner on, do the rest of your shower, rinse it out, and then shampoo, condition, and style. And that works great for me. So I do that once a month to every 2 months because I forget all the time. But that way my hair doesn't get over moisturized, because thin, fine hair, you really don't want it to be over moisturized. It's going to weigh it down big time. It's going to relax the curl a lot. So experiment with deep conditioning on dirty hair and see if that works for you. Another thing is protein. Usually is a great thing for fine, thin hair. It is for me, but I have to be careful. There's different kinds of protein, and then there's some people like protein, or some people's hair, not really people, like protein in their like shampoo and conditioner, and other people's hair prefers protein in the styling products. So you kind of have to experiment a little bit with that. I use a deep conditioner that has protein, the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair, or the Shea Moisture Strengthen and Restore, I think is what it's called. Those two have protein, so it's a nice balance between moisture and protein. So my hair's getting both. I also love doing rice water rinses, and although rice water is not exactly a protein, it's a protein mimicker, so it gives me the same kind of results in my hair as if it was protein, and it works great. There are specific protein treatments out there. I have a blog post about protein that I will link to below so you can read more and see more ideas about protein treatments. But basically, you're going to want to experiment and see if your hair, like, you always, I mean, just become like basically a scientist studying the ingredients on all these products that we're using. Is ridiculous. But you're gonna see what proteins are in your products and then experiment and see, try one day where you use protein in your shampoo and conditioner but not in your stylers. Try one day where you use it in your stylers. Try where you use protein in all of them. Try a day with no protein at all and see which one your hair responds to the most. My hair likes protein in leave-in conditioners. That's like, I don't understand. Not in gels, because when there's a lot of protein in gels, it just makes it feel like straw and dry. And in shampoo and conditioner, I honestly don't notice a difference. But when I use a leave-in conditioner that has protein, it makes a difference and it gives me volume. So that's my next tip. Find products that are volumizing. So there are a couple of leave-in conditioners and gels that can add volume to your hair. One of the ones that I love using is the Evolve leave-in conditioner, the Smart Volume, which is a spray leave-in conditioner, and their Total Control Styling Cream, which is technically a gel. It's like a medium light hold gel that also adds volume. So those two together, really when I use Evolve is when I get the most volume in my hair. And I think it's because the line is not as moisturizing as other curly hair lines. So it does a really good job cleansing. It adds just the right amount of moisture. And then the styling products are not heavy, the ones that I use. They have a line of curly hair products, styling products, like a curl cream and a curl leave-in conditioner. I can't use those because they're too heavy. So I'm going to post below my favorite products so you can see exactly what I use. A lot of times I avoid the curly lines and I go for volumizing, as long as the ingredients check out on their CG. I don't even bother with the curly lines because they're always formulated for people with really thick, coarse, like unruly curly hair, and that's just not my hair type. So I sometimes avoid the curly lines. Okay, so as far as products, I think that's it. So, lightweight products. Oh, also, I did forget one. You want to make sure that you're using a low poo. Not every wash day, but alternate. Don't co-wash only. And definitely clarify. Like, you probably have to clarify more often than other hair types because products are going to build up on our fine hair so easily and weigh it down, and we need that clarifying shampoo to remove everything and give us back some life and bounce. Every time I clarify, my hair is just so happy. And I would do it more often if I wasn't terrified of drying out my hair or something. I don't want to overdo it. But I love whenever I clarify, my hair just always turns out great. The shine comes back. It's bouncy again. It's soft. It doesn't feel producty. I just love it. Okay, on to techniques. So a couple of styling techniques and things you can do to help with your fine hair. Like I said before, don't apply products near your roots. Pretty straightforward. You can also style in a way that pulls the hair away from your scalp. So for example, upside down styling is your hair is falling away from the scalp. So that encourages a little bit of lift. You can do sideways if you don't like upside down styling. I know some people struggle with that. You can do sideways. And one thing that I do when I style is because, when you're flipped upside down, your hair in the back is completely forward. So when you flip back up, it can get a little weird. So sometimes I'll just brush with my hands through that part right there and re-scrunch it. And that way it'll kind of tame the back part if it gets a little wonky from styling upside down, but the rest is still has that lift in the scalp area. And if you kind of go up a little bit and out when you're putting the products in, like up and out, you're encouraging that lift away from the scalp, and that can help give you a little bit of volume in your root area. Another thing you can do is don't let your curls clump too big. Don't let the clumps get that big, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You want more smaller clumps. Basically, you're looking for a bunch of smaller clumps. If you have all of this in one clump and then all of this here in another clump and you've only got like 5 clumps in your whole head, it's going to dry that way. And then it's going to kind of want to come back into the clumps throughout the day, and it's going to make it look thinner. So if you have a lot of smaller clumps that are a little bit thinner, you're going to have a little more volume. It's going to look fuller. So be careful when you're clumping your hair, when you're putting in your styling products, and separate the really big clumps because you don't want your hair to dry like that. Another thing you can do is squeeze out as much water as you can with your hair towel, and this is because remember the water weighs down our hair big time. So if it's dripping wet and we just leave it like that and it's just dripping, that's a lot of weight on our hair. It's drying flatter. So you want to use your hair towel to squeeze out as much water as you can without going overboard. Just I like to scrunch and scrunch and I microplop is what I'm doing. I microplop until my hair is not dripping anymore. And sometimes I'll notice 10 minutes later my hair's dripping again, and I'll walk by the bathroom and I'll do another quick little microplop, and maybe 10 minutes later I notice it again. And sometimes I'll do it 2 or 3 times throughout my hair dry time. And as long as you're gentle and you're using the right kind of towel, you shouldn't be disrupting your curl pattern. Another thing you can do is while your hair is drying, whether you're air drying or you are diffusing, you can flip your hair from side to side as it is drying. So I do this, every like 10 minutes or so. If I'm air drying, I'll flip it basically all to this side. It looks kind of crazy. And then 10 minutes later, I'll flip it all to that side. And that way the roots are not staying in one specific position, because with time it's kind of flattening out, and then you're lifting it again and lifting it again. And when you're diffusing, it's easy to do that. You diffuse to one side, diffuse to the other side, and kind of go back and forth, diffuse forward. So I do that, and you can see that in my videos as well. Okay, at night, definitely invest in a hair buff or a scarf or something that you are keeping your hair protected, because our thin, fine hair is much more easily disrupted than other hair types. So like putting it up in a ponytail, or like this braid, for example, once I take it out of this braid, the curls are not there anymore. Now it's got this exact pattern from the braid in it. So if I put it up in a ponytail for a day, that's it, it's gone. That curl is completely stretched out and pulled straight here. So at night, I always put it up in a buff, and this also helps with volume because your hair is up like this. So when you take it out in the morning, this part here is really voluminous. It starts to fall flat throughout the day, but at least you can start off with a little bit of volume. And then you're protecting your hair at night so the curls are not getting damaged or ruined. Another thing is dry shampoo. I love dry shampoo. I use so much dry shampoo. Probably starting on day 3, and then on days 3, 4, and 5, I'm putting on dry shampoo every time. Put a bunch of it on today. Dry shampoo is your friend. Find one that you like that is CG approved. Pretty much all the powders are. I don't know about sprays because I don't use any of the spray dry shampoos. But there are also like spray volumizing products that I have not tried, but if they're CG approved, I'm sure that would work too. I'm actually doing a little bit of research into those and see if I can find one that would work for me. But I put dry shampoo and I rub and fluff like crazy. And that's another thing that I do. I fluff throughout the day. I'm constantly fluffing my hair, flipping it over, shaking it out, putting it back up, fluffing it. It's kind of something that you're just gonna have to do throughout the day to maintain that volume, because there's really not much else we can do throughout the day. But yeah, lots of fluffing with dry shampoo. And that really covers up my scalp, especially in the back where I get this kind of cowlick and I have this line. You can see my scalp straight away. So I will put a ton of dry shampoo there, and then I will rub it and fluff like crazy, and then even maybe spray some hairspray to kind of keep it there. Okay, the last trick that I have is flipping my parts. So if I wear my part, for example, here today, then tomorrow I will flip it to the other side and I'll have my part here. And then that means that every day I'm having a little bit of lift in this part here from flipping the part back and forth. Now that doesn't always work. Sometimes it dries in a funky way where you flip it and it just looks terrible, so it's not always gonna work, but sometimes it works, and take advantage of that. That's such an easy way to get volume. You don't really have to do anything, add any product or anything like that. So this is 20 minutes. This is a long video. I hope that I provided with you lots of new ideas to try out for your fine curly hair. Let me know if you have any tricks of your own, or if you try any of these, how they work out for you. And if I think of anything else, I'll add it into the description part of the video. I also have a blog post with all of this information written out and products and everything linked there. So I will put that in the description as well below so you can find the blog post. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like more content on clean beauty and curly hair, then please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video.